I thank our chaplains and our professors for facilitating me this very day. This would be my second chance this year. I request the chaplain not to give me, but I don't know. So this morning, I will not be preaching because I have 3 preachings. So this would be a short of a keynote address, and mostly based on my personal experience, since I worked 10 years in the industry, hotel industry, after my management, and 10 years after pastoral ministry, and 8 years of teaching ministry. So this is my experience this morning. So before I go to my topic, the text has been already read out, 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. But before that, I would like to give you an illustration. Today, the Christian world is groaning. The Christian world is groaning for a good leadership. We have many churches, we have many theological seminaries and colleges, but still the churches or the Christian world is crying for a good leadership. Where should we get? We sometimes trust the pastors, we sometimes trust on the professors in the college, but something is missing or something missing is going on. So the Christian world needs. Where should we go for it? But we have a scripture. So this morning, I have a little illustration. In a Christian school, our teachers are also Christians. So one teacher walked in the classroom and started teaching in the class. And then he started explaining the blackboard and asked the students, "Do you understand now?" So all the students say, yes sir, we understand. But one timid boy, he stood up and said, "Sir, I see." The teacher got irritated now. "I am asking you whether you understand or not." But the student keep on repeating, "Yes sir, I see." So the teacher got angry and he took the cane and beat on the palm. The boy cried. The whole day his food was not good. After the class, he went back home and he started complaining to his parents. "Mommy and Daddy, you taught me. Sometimes I understand and I see have the same meaning. So from today onwards, I will not go to school. I stopped going to school." So next morning, the parents took this children, the child that they went into school. "What happened? Why my son has complained so much. So what was the matter? I just want to know so that I could correct him." So the teacher said, "In the class, your son is very naughty. I asked every student, 'Do you understand?' So each student answered, 'We understand, I understand, but your son, very naughty.' He said, 'I see, so I beat him.'" Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, the perspective of the Christian world is so deep and the calibers are so deep. How much do we understand? The parents try to explain to the teacher, so the teacher somehow gets to know and apologize. Not only that, in the same school, that is also a Christian school, a teacher walked in and started dictating by sitting on the table with folded hand. "I'll take out this." The teacher started dictating by sitting on the table, folded legs. So one of the students, "Sir," started with laughing, mimicry, right? "Sir, I hope you are Christian." "Yes." "Do you preach in the church by sitting on the pulpit or podium?" "Why?" "Because school is the temple of education. Church is the temple for the Christians, but where we go, school is the place or the temple where we get education." So the teacher, a little bit shyly, "I'm sorry." My friends, this morning, I would like to take you to the topic, the gift of administration. The gift of administration. It is not a child's play, the gift of administration. Sometimes when we watch football or like chess, it is very good to, give advice. You push the first gambit, you put this, or you place the ball like this. But when we are into the game, we never know where to place. It is like this administration also, because it is not easy, but it is very good to talk about. So we need to look into ourselves where we stand. So administration is a need among the Christians leaders to seek wise counsel in the areas in which they themselves are lacking in attitudes, training, and experience. This brings us to the role of administrator or administration. So I would like to take you to the administration in the early church. Administration in the early church. If you look into the book of Acts, in the early church, the book of Acts proves very useful to help us understand organizational development and progress. First one, the book of Acts 1, I will not read. You go through yourself. God chose certain men. They have a problem. You see the book of Acts, they have a problem. That problem is multifaceted. In one way, they have like the problems of financial, racial, social problems. All these kinds of mixed up problems, how to deal with. God chose certain man, the first act, and then Act chapter 2 again. God gave to those men a ministry. God chose first a certain man. To this certain man, God gave a ministry. The third, in the Acts chapter 3, we see through this ministry there was a great multiplication. Great multiplication. And Acts 4 we see there was a great movement. Out of this multiplication, when there is multiplication, there is a movement. And in chapter 5, we see out of this great movement, there was a great murmuring. We see the word of great murmuring. And in chapter 6, we see out of this murmuring, how to control it, or how to manage the apostles appointed administrators or administration. So we can sum up in this way. In the first Acts chapter 1, man moved upon, but God were given a ministry. Out of this ministry came multiplication, and out of this multiplication came movement, and out of this great movement came murmuring. And out of this murmuring, there is administration. Administration doesn't come easily until unless there is a problem. We cannot manage it. So sometimes administration is called sometimes a despised of blessing. So it is very interesting to see this. So when there is a murmuring, this is the criteria where I am inspired, one way to say, because most of the theological students will graduate here. When we see the world outside, there are so many cowboy pastors, cowboy evangelists, cowboy missionaries. And even in theological seminaries, there are cowboy professors. This is the attitude, or this is the criteria where we grow up. Now, the murmuring state is the critical state of movement. This murmuring is the critical stage. The leadership can take 2 or 3 options at a time. 2 or 3 options at a time. The first option is that we can silence dissenters, means complainer, by saying, if you are really spiritual, sometimes this is what we say as a Christian, if you are really Christian, you would not be complaining. It's very easy to say, right? Sometimes you just stop the complaining. Some people say. The second point is again, don't challenge the leadership God has appointed. You would not submit or stick. Whether you submit or whether you get rid of it. This is what some people say. So most of us have heard response like this also. But the third point is that, brethren, we hear you have a problem. Let's explore it and see if we can solve it. I see the third point as a very, very gentleman's word in one way, as I say. It's a very good and it touches me. So I would like to touch the third point. So how to solve the problem? We will be graduating and we will be ministering somewhere else. We would like to be a pastor, evangelist, or we would like to take up the profession of teaching. So it would be very necessary for you and me to know this. How to solve? The third approach is the one the early church in the book of Acts, we see they adopt this. And then they follow the arisen approach in responding to the murmuring that arose from within the ranks of movement. So sometimes as a friend, we may have a lot of misunderstanding and there will be a lot of murmuring hanging around or loitering around our circles. So they don't try to silence the complaint. They solve the problem. It is in the book of Acts. They solve it with a gift of administration. It would be good to check whether I have a gift of administration. Sometimes you may feel that I have a call of preaching, pastor, evangelist, or missionary, or a teacher. But calling sometimes is very misunderstood in the Christian world. Our calling, whether first I have the skill, whether I have the attitudes, whether I have well trained in this area, or whether I have the experience on this field. We need to check ourselves. And then the apostles, when we see this, the apostles direct the people to choose 7 men of good report, full of Holy Spirit and wisdom, to take charge of the matter. The charge of the matter. The apostles, they try to calm down the situations. They know how to deal with situations. We are very fortunate. When I see this scripture, the Old Testament peoples, how do they do? Even the New Testament peoples, they don't have these books at a time, but they are solving the problems. Today we have so many biblical books, many references books. Where are the references? Where are they? Are we applying that or not? This is my challenge to you and me. We simply read, or are you applying in your life? Once it happened in the one place, I will not name the name, all the Christian reverends, directors, general secretaries of the Christian organizations, they had a meeting. I was very fortunate to attend that meeting. The NGOs, non-government organizations, they want to penetrate into the Christian field in order to carry on their projects. At a time, not even a single ordained ministers stood up and said, "Let us pray." The NGO functionaries were not Christians. One of them stood up. "Before we begin, shall we pray?" Very impressive. After that meeting, one of the ladies who attended the meeting called me. My pet name is Coco. I never introduced here because last year one of our teacher Coco was there, so I don't want to have double Coco. My pet name at home is Coco. So Coco come here. He was already there. See, our Christians, what are they doing? This non-Christian fellow came and said, "Let us pray." He's telling you the impression how the Satan is working in the Christian field. Because the Christian leaders are crazy after money, to grasp the money so that they could allow the NGOs to work in the church ministry. And that non-Christian NGO functionary also very clever enough, he knows the heartbeat of the leaders. He knows how to do it. My friends, it is not easy for you and me until unless the Holy Spirit and the wisdom is not with us. We need to pray. So, the apostles addressed that difficult, racial, it was a racial, Hellenistic, the problem you know much about, financial, social problems by telling the people to choose or to take the charge of the table. I'm Greek in Greek, but then let me use a Greek word. Greek trapeze, indicating a table used for food or money giving. It has a double meaning. Not only serving the table, but also has the connotation of handling money. From among themselves, men with gifts of administration to oversee the money. So the apostles could continue their ministry prayerfully. My friends, in the Christian world, every church has a problem. And this church, before the theological seminaries were groomed up or brought up, the church were run by most of the lay peoples. In today's 21st century, most of the church are run by theologians. And these theologians are the product from the theological seminaries. So if you think the churches fail, then the seminaries fail. Because the seminary or the institute is the place of breeding the future leaders. Are we breeding the future leaders today? My call, your call, we say God called me. Are you called? Really? Just cumulatively, right? Sometimes it goes cumulatively because our intuitions. I like teaching, so I like preaching, so I just became a preacher or just pastor or a teacher. We need to have introspective and retrospective in our lives. Because the pastor is going to drive the whole congregation in a different way. Or the teacher in the college will drive the students in a different way. Where is our stand? Is my challenge this morning. We are going to take up the profession one day. A few days after, a couple of months or after a couple of years. Where do we stand? Where is our faith? So the terminology, I would like to take to the terminology. Ecclesia. Very good. Every student or theologian or untrained theologian group also know layman also. Ecclesia meaning call out or assembly has a perspective of military contempt. If you see the background, call out today has been abused and misused. This military perspective has been crept into the church in our personalities and characters. Some pastors, if you don't obey these words, I will not be your pastor. Dictatorship. Even in the teaching also, you may come across, and you may love to do that, but it will be very wrong. But according to Alexander's Commandment, church is defined as heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. So are we running an organization, a simple organization, or we just call it heaven on earth? At this very moment, I would like to bring comparatives between non-profit making and profit-making organizations. Administration is for growth. Administration is not for the other side. It is for growth. If you want to grow, you're going to have to address organizational or fiscal responsibilities. And that means you need administration. This administration is very important in the Christian field. So, I would like you to take you one thing. Hierarchical. The next please. Yes. We have two organizations. Since I am from the background, I want to take you that also. The church hierarchical first. Pastor or associate pastor, they are same rank, but associate pastor comes under pastor. And under that, some churches have head deacon, or some doesn't have head deacon nowadays. Just it is a typology, sketch. And they become, and then accountant, and then clerk, and then the helper, or the peon, whatsoever we call in the church, according to this, church to church, or denomination to denominations, but this is a simple example. So we need coordination. If the deacons doesn't work, the pastor cannot do anything. And if the smallest, or we call it the helper or the peon, doesn't want, is not willing to work, the church, who will open the door of the church, right? So it is a part. It's like a part of our body. If my mouth says, I won't eat this morning, my mouth, if my mouth doesn't allow opening, my food will complain, right? Yes or no? Will your food complain? Will your stomach complain or not? Yes or no? Yes. Shall we shout? God is good? All the time. For example, we go for number 2, right? If that part says, I will not, what will happen? Your stomachs will bulge up, right? Food of gastrics. Then, instead of going backside, front side, right? Yes or no? Yes. Have you experienced that? If you don't experience, try next time. So the church needs coordination and cooperation. It is a teamwork. This is non-profit making body, and we are serving the Lord. And we need the Holy Spirit. Next, I would like to take you to the hotel structure, hierarchical structure. There are many 5-star, 4-star, 3-star hotels. So this is just a rough. There is a general manager in one 5-star hotel. And under that, there are so many departments. PRO, Public Relation Officer, KC, Kitchen, HK, not Hong Kong, right? Housekeeping. And then FO, Front Office. F&B, Food and Beverage, that sometimes you go for a work during holidays, you earn money in the restaurant, that is under the F&B. And then marketing, and then account sections. All these are managers. There are how many managers? 7 managers. All the 7 managers are under one general manager. And under them, there are department stewards. All the stewards function under his managers. If one of this manager neglects his work, the whole hotel will lose business. My dear friends, this is what administration is. It is not a one-man, it is a corporation. It's like a part of the body. My hand helps me with food. My eyes help me to see. We are representing a body. These non-Christian organizations, profit-making organizations, they are doing the best by keeping the ethic of business. Why not the Christians better than them? What is the church facing now? What is the colleges facing now? Most of the colleges, some are on the way to close the colleges because they don't have the vision or they have some problems. Why? The Christians, they need something to look into. But even these profit-making organizations are doing their best in this. In the world, there are 3 hospitality industries. Hotel industry, airlines, and tourism department is the world's first-class hospitality industry. When I consider the church, what is this church about? Church is not man-made, right? It is given from above. Church is the best hospitality place, both in heaven and on earth. These hotels, they are simply a hospitality industry on earth, not in heaven. The church is both in heaven and on earth, a hospitality provider. Are we providing that? Is my church, your church doing that? Is your theological seminary doing that? Are we teaching that? Are we trying to do that? Or we are simply Juma going theological student, graduate and hang around and boast, I have the degree. My friends, this is the most important thing. What Alexander said touches me. Church is defined as heaven on earth. The hospitality industry is doing much better than the church. In the hotel, since I work there, even the smallest personalities like the rickshaw drivers, auto drivers, if they come to the hotel, we call them sir. We give them the chair. Sir, would you come and take? But in the church nowadays, everybody is a big boss. Where is that? Is the Holy Spirit working like that? Are the Trinity that we believe is all like cowboy Trinities or something different? This morning, my friends, I would like you to think again. God is giving us time. Everything has its own time. If you don't realize, we need to go through this process so that we can come up and challenge the world around us. Today, the secular world is much higher than we, the theological seminary students. How to convince them? If you don't mind, I have one saying of the Nagas that is posted in the Nagaland Post, 2007. The Naga friends may know. There are four kinds of people. The first class and the second class people will go for MBBS, medical science, or UPS exams. The third class people will go because nowhere to get job. So, okay, they think, I'll go for theology. The fourth will go underground, right? The fourth, nothing to do, no? So they will go and become an underground. After finishing his training, he will come, where is your chief, where is your pastor? They try to control the society. Seeing this, so many theologians, they try to dominate things without God. Simply headphones. We need the gospel. So dear friends, I would like to come to the conclusion. Necessary of communication, of ethics. We need language. This language is very necessary. Horizontal, friend to friend, how to communicate. We may have learned, but this is what I learned from the other side. Top to bottom, how the big boss will speak to the lowest level. And from the bottom to the top, how the lowest level will speak to the top. Or diagonal, how step by step. For example, here we have in the hostel, if I can't go to the college, I write an application, the wording will sign, and then given to the library. That is called diagonal steps. Dear friends, so when we go back, 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5. Compete according to the rules. Any athlete has rules. Church, colleges have certain rules. And these rules are run under some administration. We need to keep it up. We need to preserve it. And we need to grow with it. That means obey the rules of administration or administrators in order to grow systematically and spiritually so that we may be influenced. May God bless each one of us. Shall we look to the Lord in prayer? Thank you, Lord, for giving me this privilege. I never thought that you would be giving this privilege to share this special message. Thank you and I love you, Lord. I pray for the congregation, whoever has ears, let them hear so that they be able to understand, grow, and see the world around, and work in your field so that your kingdom is established, your name be exalted. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor, for being a blessing to us this morning. And if there is any announcement, you can come and take your time, or else